Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Krakenfall, and today I am in nature. I wanted to make something, and I've also been feeling the crazy urge to actually get out of the house and touch grass. Unfortunately, I can't touch grass because everywhere is closed because I'm in a national wildlife reserve. I don't know if I'm gonna say which one. Is that doxing me? I had to drive a long time to get here, but I don't know. Maybe I'll say it by the end of the video. I also wanted to update you on the channel. I feel bad. There's a lot, a lot to unpack there. Nothing to worry about really, of course, but I don't know. I haven't been putting out videos as much as I'd like to. Been thinking about it a lot, about why. And so I wanted to talk about some of those things. I wanted to talk about where the channel's going and maybe see some ducks. I mean, hey, there they are. Ducks. That's actually the real reason I came out, is because this is a marshland reserve. Basically, it's a bird watcher's paradise. And in Washington State, we have lots of ducks, and I love ducks. So I'm out here seeing some ducks. If you don't like ducks, don't watch this video. It's ducks. Good point, look at that little guy. Well, both those guys. That actually looks like a loon. I'm not even sure. Does anybody know what kind of duck that is? That's not like the mallards that I normally see in Washington. It's got that ring around his beak, and I like when they dive and eat food. I like swimming, and I always imagine what it would be like to be a bird. Like ducks have oil on their feathers so that they can dive and not get wet and they can still fly. Being able to dive like that and just gulp up food. I don't know, I'm very impressionable. Sorry, the sun is super in the way, so I'm not very good at live filming. We'll see if this pans out. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Let's move on. I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I'm very impressionable with food. So when I was a kid, I used to watch Winnie the Pooh, and I'd see him eating honey, and he made honey sandwiches once, and those are amazing. I made them as a kid. It was one of my favorite foods. Yeah, to this day, I will still make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a peanut butter and honey sandwich because, because I like happiness. Beyond Winnie the Pooh, I used to read these books. It was the Redwall series. It was the first series of books that really got me into reading. I read all of them. It was amazing. Freaking loved them. But he would always go into super detail about the types of food that they'd make, because they were little wildland critters that were medieval people. Martin the mouse was this courageous, basically Luke Skywalker in medieval animal land. They had candied plums and all these things, and I was I've never had those before, and so I got super into the food descriptions. Game of Thrones too, George R.R. Martin can write a good food story. That being said, sometimes he goes a little bit too hard on the food. At some point, you just get too many words about food, and that being said, if I can imagine it, I want it. The battery level is 69. Nice. I gotta slow down here for a second to gather my thoughts for this. So, both in life and in the channel, things have been interesting. I wanted to do a year review video, but I was not happy with the recording that I did. Yeah, in general, recordings are pretty difficult for me for a couple of reasons. I won't go into it too much today. If you've been on my streams, twitch.tv/Krakenfall, you know a little bit about it. I'm pretty open about it, especially if people ask. I deal with a lot of hesitation and perfectionism on the channel. I have what I would call really high standards for myself, but as I learn more about myself and learn more about my ADHD, which I was medically diagnosed with last year, kind of explains a lot, but I think I'm more scared of failure and things not turning out how I want them to, of creating something bad, than I am of actually making something perfect. So I will spend a lot of time trying to make something, whether I have the skills or not, making something I can be proud of. And so, last year after Let's Game It Out, the Let's Game It Out reactions blew me into the stratosphere. I don't think I was ready. I've been practicing a lot of the technical skills for making videos on YouTube and having a channel and streaming, and I'm a software developer, so I kind of pick up tech decently quick. But the confidence side of making content and just making things for other people to enjoy, making things for me to enjoy is just, it's not there. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about why that is. I mean, I have a pretty good idea, but exactly why is still kind of a mystery. Maybe I'll talk about it someday. I can tell you one of the things that I continually have been finding is that ADHD really affects me in a lot of ways. And those frogs are really talking. And a huge way that it's affected me is around motivation, and the only word I can think of is reward centers, which is like one of the clinical definitions, but basically feeling satisfaction for your work. And I found that I have a really hard time feeling satisfaction for any of my work. That affects me both in my professional job and my YouTube streams, not so much. It's actually been really refreshing to stream with you all and being able to interact with you all. And it's like, as soon as there's another person involved with the equation, suddenly it makes it all better. Or not that it makes it better. Suddenly the satisfaction is reciprocated. So if I'm getting positive vibes from you all in chat, then I'm feeling positive vibes. It's like you guys are bringing that to the table. So if you've been watching me for a week or a month or on streams or on YouTube or both, thank you. I appreciate it. It's one of the things that I've really loved about the channel and everything that I've been doing lately is having you all to hang out with. And I say it that way because that's how it feels, but to be more YouTuber-y, I guess I have an audience now, and that is so freaking cool. So I really appreciate that, and yeah, thank you. It's a freaking straight stick. Can you get closer? I mean, I don't think it's a stick. I think that's like a cattail or something. I can't really tell. But that is some murky water. I don't know if you can see that actual stick underneath the water. All right, where's the ducks? ADHD with motivation has really affected me because I mean, actually now I have, you know, an explanation, but I go through cycles of burnout because I didn't know I had ADHD until last year, which, is this an age reveal? I'm 33. Shit, I just had a birthday. I didn't know for the longest time. I mean, that's a long time not to know you have ADHD. And I've always just kind of made it work. I've always been kind of a problem solver, and I don't really know if I can explain it. I don't want to make it seem like in order to just get over ADHD, it's a matter of just figure it out. Do I want to go left or right? I don't know, which way is the sun? Yeah, this is the way of the sun. But for me, I was able to find ways to get through what I now know as, you know, issues that people with ADHD face. You know, ADHD, as I've learned, is a attention regulation disorder, or neurodivergence. Is that that's what they're calling it now? Don't get your ADHD information from me, please. I barely understand it myself, just trying to figure it out. But attention dysregulation means I can't focus on things very well. And so, you know what I was always told, if you want something enough, you'll get it. You can make yourself do it. And so I tried and tried and tried. So things like school, you know, always told that you should do well in school. You're capable of more than this, and whoever did bad, so I would try harder. Basically, it became a matter of whether I wanted it enough. And I essentially have brute forced my way through things by wanting it enough. Funny enough, that's probably why I'm an automation engineer in software, is because when I do things through brute force of will, it burns me out. And so I really get satisfaction out of things that make it so I don't have to do as much work. It's pretty great. Everyone should automate everything. I'm rambling. I'm gonna ramble a lot during this video. I apologize. Look at that drain pipe. It's kind of cool. I don't know why it's there. Maybe that's a dam? Maybe that's a dam and they're making it so that the marshes don't like drain from one side or the other. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously draining. I don't know. A lot to get distracted here. What's going on here? Hey, It's a beaver. Beaver deceiver consists of a flexible pipe placed through a beaver dam at the desired upstream water level and a cage structure protecting the pipe inlet. Beavers are driven to dam by the sound of flowing water, and the submerged flow device combined with the rounded and angled fence makes it difficult for them not to only detect where to dam but to place a dam at all. Pipes are placed to the entrance of the beaver lodges, remain submerged, and the ponds remain suitable habitat for beavers. Oh, it kills the trees and destroys habitat for the marshland. Okay, I was right. Nice. Good guess. Great job, Kraken. Case in point, what I've just done here is lost my attention and stopped myself from... Oh my gosh, okay. So right there, I have this heavy self-judgment, which is kind of something I was going to talk about today, which is one of the ways I've gotten through getting things done with ADHD, is having this relentless self-judgment that tells me when I'm doing things right or wrong. So as soon as I realized I'm rambling, you're not getting to the point of this video that you wanted to talk about, my brain kicked in and said, hey, you're doing a bad job. And then I had this moment where I was like, oh, ouch, I'm doing a bad job. So that's a thing that happens to me. And I'm just gonna smoothly transition into another thing that's been going on with the channel, is that I have highly self-critical, I don't know, second brain, whatever you want to call it. I'm constantly thinking about and wondering if I am doing very best I can, which is exhausting. It got to the point where I couldn't really record anything that I wanted to anymore. I'm gonna stop here. It's a good place to stop in the sun. I got to the place where I couldn't really record anything I wanted to anymore. In November, October to September, I don't know why I said that backwards, of last year, I was really trying to make a lot of new videos, in addition to both the Let's Plays for Satisfactory and the reactions that, you know, a lot of people, you all have told me that you really like. So I wanted to make a PAX West vlog. I wanted to make a Steam Deck video that's like, can you use a Steam Deck as a PC? Spoiler alert, you can, but it costs you something. I wanted to make a bunch of things. And I actually got pretty close to making a lot of those videos. And as soon as I turned the camera on, it's just me and the camera. Me and the camera. I'm alone with me. Oh, great. So it was bad. I basically cringed myself out of recording the video for the day. And in fact, I don't really know why it's not happening right now. I think it's all of this beautiful nature around me. And maybe there's some experience streaming and hanging out with you guys over the last couple months. So maybe I am getting better, but I absolutely feel like I am not a good performer. Like, I'm not a good performer, I know that, but I can't even read a script. I just am so self-critical. So I'm working on that and making what I can. I need a sec to gather my thoughts. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm on the move again. I've decided to move on as well to the next thing, which I've promptly forgotten. Oh, that's what it was. The other thing that's getting in my way to making content is overwork, which I can confidently say is actually happening. So at work, I have a full-time job. Software developer. It's a little bit more than that. I'm in the business of overseeing some of the more high-level processes that go into making software. So development doesn't just happen on its own. Developers don't just get in a room and hack away at their keyboard until the software is done. You can make an application 1,000 different ways, 1,000,000 different ways, probably infinite different ways. You know, how are you supposed to know when it's going to be done? How are you supposed to know when to start testing? How are you supposed to know that it's actually correct? Like that it actually does what you want it to do. You know, for the people, once they start using it, you know, if you never talk to who's gonna use the software before you finish it and you get it out there, then chances are you're gonna have a bad time. You know, I'm not just developing software, I'm doing higher level process improvements that, you know, have to do with people a lot more, but then also making sure that the software that goes out the door into production is actually good. Making sure the thing is not gonna break, and I won't say what software I work on, but it's pretty critical, you know, for a lot of people. So it's pretty stressful, and lots of detail-oriented things, lots of social kind of soft skills type of things. It's a lot, you know. Before I did YouTube, I would get burned out, and My brain is doing it again. It's telling me I'm doing the wrong thing. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. Whoa, look at that. Those beavers, man. So cool. I mean, they didn't finish the log, but you know, that's a big chunk. That's cool. Anyway, distraction. These are the best distractions. Nature is so cool, man. Let's talk about how I get burned out. When YouTube blew up, I'm a one-man show, so I'm doing it all. I'm not the kind of person that asks for help. You know, I'm doing the recording, I'm doing the editing. It sounds like complaining. I don't know. I'm not trying to complain, guys. All I'm trying to say is that there was lots of tasks, lots of things to do in managing a channel. You know, figuring out SEO and tags and naming things so that people will see them, recording the episode and cutting out the dead air and cutting out how many times I say like, because I say like a million times. I don't know if you've noticed. I really hate it. It's one of my filler words along with and so. Gross. Stop hating on myself, jeez. Doing it again. So when the channel blew up, I was super excited, and I am super excited. I am super excited for this opportunity to make things that people will see, but I have a full-time job. And so I have only so much time in the evening, and I don't have a really good grasp on like scheduling and like task management or, you know, doing things in a reasonable amount of time. I just kind of work on it until I think it's good. And when I have timelines, like 3 videos a week, I don't have any other time to do anything else. And so I was trying to do 3 videos a week and then 2 videos every week. I was trying to do 1 video every week, or 1 video and a reaction. And basically I've had to sit down and realize when I do not have time to do things. And I don't like it. And what made me realize I don't have time to do things is sleep. So I have insomnia really badly. It's my fault, not your guys'. So, you know, don't let me make it sound like that. But I was staying up into deep hours of the night every single day, like 4 a.m. to try and work on the channel. And, you know, with that ADHD tasks, sorry, I gotta take a sec. This looks really cool. It's like really murky water. It did rain all over Western Washington the other day. So I'm guessing this is all sediment from the rain. We got woodpeckers, we got chickadees, we got wood ducks. I've never heard of a wood duck. Bufflehead. That's an epic name. Buffle. So I was staying up really late. It was not good. I did it for like 4.5 months, which is really bad for your health. You shouldn't do it. And now that I'm in my 30s, like I'm coming to the part of my life where I can't just stay up super late and then like sleep in a little extra. So I had to actually slow down a lot. I had other symptoms which I won't talk about, but you know, it was kind of affecting my health in a lot of ways. When you don't get a lot of sleep, it's really bad for your brain, and it's really bad for just getting things done and thinking about things, planning and remembering things. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. I was really pushing to try and get as much done as I could to make as many videos as I could, because I don't know, I feel like, I guess every YouTuber I've ever heard talk about this is like, well, I don't know when it's gonna be gone. I don't know, you know, if this whole thing's gonna be done tomorrow. Yeah, it's real. I don't know, like the algorithm obviously has left me. I don't get nearly as many views as before. I don't know if that's because people aren't interested, and obviously if you're watching it, you're interested. So thank you for watching. But you know, the original numbers that I was getting, which we'll talk about here in a bit, were probably 10 times higher than what they are now. I don't know. I was rushing to make things that I wanted to make that people might be interested to watch and to grow the channel and to have fun. I was rushing to have fun. That doesn't make sense, but that's kind of what I was sticking my head down to do. I don't know. Maybe it's hubris. I'm the kind of person that thinks that they can do anything. I'm a 90s kid. I was told you can be anything if you want to be. So I've been the kind of person to try and be whatever I want to be. And I honestly would still recommend that. as long as you have a good grip on reality. So I'm trying to learn. Like, this last couple months have been amazing and tough and fun and really, causing a lot of burnout. But I had to realize that it's not sustainable. I don't know why I thought it would be. I actually have tried to be reasonable and stay sustainable and not burn myself out and not get mad at myself if I don't upload during a weekend. But I also tried to have my cake and eat it too, in terms of making videos and spending every waking hour working on something. Whether it's emotes for stream or... My brain is doing it again. Damn, stop. That is one straight tree. Is that tree dead? Look at this tree. This one right here. Right straight in the middle. It's got like no big branches. What's up with that? These trees are all pretty old, and there's been a lot of windstorms, so I don't think that they're in danger of like breaking or anything, but look at that tree, that's bendy. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. Anyway, I had to stop. I had to pull back and not force myself to work so hard and try and figure out how I could work on the channel and do all the things I wanted to do within the time that I actually have. It's the part, I don't think I finished my thought earlier, but the time that I actually have, it's not something I'm very good at actually measuring. Thinking back, that was a really long ramble session, so Kraken, editor Kraken, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with that one. Hopefully you finish this before the time that you want to finish it in. That's been important to remember, is that I actually don't have any deadlines on any of this stuff. Like, the only deadline is like, oh, put it out for the algorithm to make sure that it gets out to as many people as possible, because the algorithm doesn't put it out if you have too big of gaps, or don't tag it with the right thing, or I don't know. I pretend to know things about how all this works. And another thing I've learned about ADHD is that what I've been doing to myself, basically draining my dopamine levels hard, because what's been happening is, like, one of the major symptoms that I've had is that I would basically burn out. I would work so hard during the week, then I'd stream on Thursday, then I'd stream Phasmo Friday, and I would want to release a reaction on Saturday. So I recorded the reaction on Thursday. I would edit the reaction as much as I could, after stream, and then stay up as late as I could to upload Saturday. And then if I wanted to have another video, like a Satisfactory Let's Play, then I would need to edit all day Saturday, even though I've stayed up until 4 a.m. trying to get as much done without forcing myself to work until I finished, which is another thing I'm bad about doing. That was a weekly cycle, and I go to work on Monday and then try and work on whatever video I could get out before Thursday comes again, and then I'd stream and react and do it all over again. And I burned out. I think it's called a dopamine crash, where you drain your tank and you have no motivation and you're very restless. Anxiety is supposed to be in there. I don't know if it's anxiety for me. I know people that have chronic anxiety, and I don't think it's as bad as what they experience. But basically the burnout for me happens so that I stop enjoying things. It's not great. I can't really do anything. I get restless, can't enjoy anything. Usually it's something like, try and make this sustainable, so let's take today off and I'll just play some video games, then I won't be able to. And then I have to wait even longer and just try and get by until I'm feeling well enough to actually make something again. I don't know, I've got a plan. I've kind of broken my upload schedule for now. I think it's not really gonna work. There's gonna be a lot more gaps between videos. Hopefully not long gaps. I'm gonna be recording videos in advance from now on. So I did it for a while where I recorded a reaction a week in advance. Then it gave me a week to edit. So I didn't ever feel like I had to stay up until 4 a.m. I'm not allowed to stay up until 4 a.m. That's a big one. That's a big change. And I'm back to having fun. That's the whole point of this channel. This channel isn't a gaming channel. This channel isn't a software developer does stuff channel. It's just a dude. I'm just Krakenfall, trying to get by. trying to have fun. I love video games. I'm a software developer. Those things are a part of the channel, but yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, my battery's dying, so I gotta finish this up. I just wanted to let you know that everything is okay. And I'm still making videos. I'm still hanging out. I'm still working on Satisfactory Let's Plays. I've got a bunch of episodes lined up that are mostly 5-hour streams. So I don't know how long that's gonna take me. The other series in mind, just got a mod team in Twitch. If you're one of those mods, thanks for helping me out. So head over to twitch.tv/Krakenfall for some fun. I also started recording videos there because it's a lot easier to turn off the self-judgment when I'm recording with you guys. So thanks for that again. But one last thing, I'm pretty bad at celebrating, and that self-critical engine in my brain usually wins over the part of me that would celebrate. So last year I had 3.6 million total views, 33 million watch time in minutes, 164,000 likes, 30,300 new subscribers. Yeah, it's been crazy. That is, I still can't fathom what that is, what that means. So thank you. Hope you've enjoyed this little, I guess, vlog. This little wildlife chat. It's like a fireside chat, but it's a wildlife chat. I didn't see as many ducks as I wanted to, unfortunately. There's something in the water right there. Ooh, what's that? It's bubbling. Lots of bubbles. I don't know. I don't see it anymore, it's hiding. I'm sorry to bother. At the end of everything, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And yeah, stay tuned for more. See you later. Look at all these chickens. No, really, look at them. It's crazy. Canadian geese coming down here with your Canadian poop. It's pretty nice of you, eh?